So right about now, I'm being joined by Nicho Zambia. Yeah, he's got a brand new single, brand new video that's coming out, which has already come out, and we're going to get a little bit more about that, and then also something that's trending. Yeah, PMC talked about it a little bit, but we're gonna go into the details of what this is all about and how it does, just like that. Nicho, welcome to the lounge.
Thank you very much.
Good to have you, brother, man.
Thank you too. Actually, I'm happy to have this one.
All right, okay. So first things first, for people that they don't know you, they are hearing about you for the very first time. Who is Nicho and what does Nicho do?
Actually, Nicho is a guy who was born by the Copper Belt. After when I was the age of 10, I shifted from there to here. Then when it comes to music, I started music in 2011.
Okay.
As I was at school, though I wasn't pushing that much because I was concentrating on school and then music at the same time. So
professionally, when did you start? Is it the same 2011 or maybe professionally it was after school?
Actually, 2011 was the time I started being in studios.
Okay.
And then 2012, the same producer of mine, he collaborated with me to do a chorus of him. And then 2013, that's why when I released my first song.
Okay.
That is called I Live For You.
Okay, so your musical journey, how is it like? Do you have any ups and downs, or maybe it has been smooth? How have the people received your music?
Actually, my music has been cool, but the competitive part is that, as you know, here in Zambia, we don't have support from these big artists. So it's about pushing by yourself.
Yeah.
And then apart from that, there also this, I don't know how I can say it, but there's someone who is trying to follow up me. Because to tell you this, when I joined Facebook in 2010, before I joined as Nicho, I checked, there was no anyone Nicho.
No, don't worry. We'll go to that one. At the moment, let's first stick with you and the music. So, no support from the already established artists. That is the challenges that you're facing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have a current brand new single, which is Jump Off. And we've heard so many jump offs, and I hear also Shemaster has got a jump off. What makes your jump off different from these other jump offs, and why should people get to listen to it?
Actually, by jump off, as you know, these Zambian rappers, it's not everyone who does it the way it's supposed to be.
Okay.
They just know it, as long as you can rap, then it's okay. But the way it is, you have to talk about things that people can understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So for me, I was talking about, there was a time, 2013, when I started music, I started as an hip-hop artist. From there, with a friend I was with, but we had to clap thing, then I started doing it on my own. Okay. Then I stopped doing hip-hop, I joined R&B.
No, yeah. All right.
So the song was explaining for me coming back into hip-hop this year, 2019.
You are back as a hip-hop artist?
Yes.
Okay. Why did you leave hip-hop going to R&B?
Actually, that time I had the crew, and then the crew was as you know, these guys who do hip-hop, they believe as in doing hip-hop, you have to be maybe
something like gangster, you gotta be harsh.
Yeah, now for me, I'm a person who doesn't believe in such. Okay. So I had to leave that group was mine, but I had to leave it, and then I started on my own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. This is cool. So now, the same jump off, is it out already, or it's still on the pipeline in terms of it being released?
Actually, it's already out, it was released last month on 25th.
Okay, then the video? It's
already there.
The video is already out. How can people get hold of it?
Actually, they can check on my page, which is Nicho Zambia. They'll find it, and then I'm about to upload it on Afrofire and Indimba.
Okay, how do you spell Nicho? You know, there are so many spellings, and then somebody can confuse the spelling, and then abwapeza mboponta la Nicho anatigonga pa TV siwaliko kuchani.
Actually, Nicho is about Nicho, it's Nicho, then space Jay, which is Nicho, then you add Zambia.
Zambia.
Yes.
All right. So now, getting back to the story which you wanted to start. If I'm not mistaken, if my facts are right, last month, one artist by the name of Night Walker had a show somewhere. He was more like the main artist, and then on the banner there was Nicho,
which is me. Yeah.
There was Nicho J. And then a confusion arose because apparently we have two Nicho J's. Okay, there is you are Nicho J, and you are claiming to say before you created a social media page on Facebook, you searched for Nicho J and there was nothing on Facebook.
Yes.
And then it so happens that there's also another Nicho J who is also doing the same stuff that you're doing. He's also a musician just like you. So there is this confusion which is happening. When you first heard about this Nicho J claiming of that show which you were supposed to be, how did you get the news?
Actually, as I was checking on the same band, actually, the same night worker, the friend of mine, he had to call me to say, Nicho J, how many Nicho J's are we having here in Zambia? Like, I told him to say, actually, I just know, like, I'm only like myself. And then, but before that day, actually, the same Nicho J, I knew him in 2016.
Okay.
So, like, I talked to him, he said he would change. And then at the end, he started saying, me, I'm using a big platform, so if you want to compete with me, so you have to put in that much. And then at the end, he started saying, like, if you want to have that name, you have to like blow up, and when people knows you before me, then which is you're going to take over.
But there's nothing like that. Don't you think you people are confusing the people? Because you are called Nicho J, he is called Nicho J.
Yes.
So let's say, for example, the other Nicho J produces or releases a new song and then he promotes it on the market, say download Nicho J, and then when they search for Nicho J they find your song. Don't you think that's confusing the people? How will one blow up and the other not blow? How will this thing work out?
Actually, for that one, even me, like, it is really hating me, because it's a situation whereby when I talked to him, he said you do that, and then
so at first he agreed that he was going to change the name.
And then, like, for me, I didn't just get this name to say, I just put it on like a music as in something like Nicholas, it's my name, and then Jonathan, it's the other name of mine, which is Nicho J. I didn't just get it to say, okay, I'll just be Nicho J. But for him, I was told, like, himself, he told me to say it's Nicholas Manza. Yeah.
This is interesting. PMC, are we calling the other Nicho J? Okay, so we're supposed to get hold of the other Nicho, because it's more like you guys have now come up with a beef. Okay, none of you wants to agree to change the name, because my facts get me right. Both of you were approached to say, why can't you guys just change the spellings of your names? You can both be called Nicho J, but you just change maybe yako wachosapo ija H yankara Nicho J with N-I-C-O, or maybe wachinja yankara N-I-K-O. That's still Nicho in no other way, and then with a J, Soche, it continues like that. Nothing hates, but it's more like both of you just want to be, I don't know what perfect word I can use. Actually,
for me, I can't do that unless him, because as I talked to him, he said he'll sue me, and they gave him like the all in details to say you can do it. Because for me, I've got details. By the time I joined the social media, the time I released my first song, and the producer is there, everything is there.
But don't you think that maybe the time you checked for him on social media, Nishakabota register a social media account?
Like, for that, I'm not sure about that, but for him, according to what he said, he said like he joined the same social media, and the name, like his music started in 2014. That's what he said. Okay. And then for me, it started in 2011. So I don't know how I can put this thing, like, because for me, actually, it's a Christian nation, I can't do anything.
All right, unfortunately, we are unable to get through to the other Nicho J, but I think we'll look for a platform where we can bring both of you together, but msakamenyane studio. We'll try by all means possible to bring you guys together so that probably you can talk about this, because you are really confusing your fans. Okay, like you say, you are applauding the jump of Afro Fire. He also uploads his music there, and then muntu akaenda check searching a Nicho J, if there is a possibility that either azapeza the other Nicho J or azapeza you the Nicho J? Actually,
again, the difference is that for me, when I'm doing my music, I add Nicho J Zambia. Actually, it's Nicho J Zambia when I'm like, there's a time whereby you say you put in the intro, it's Nicho J Zambia, but I don't add it on the something.
All right, anyway, let's wrap it up from here. Thanks for coming through.
Actually, I would like to tell my fans like to expect more projects. Like there is a project which is coming with Roberto, the other one with Sishon. I'm just working hard like to produce the same project, though there is inconvenience.
Okay, so although he's going through this Nicho J stuff, he still has the energy and the enthusiasm to promote to produce more music and just make sure that he stays loyal to his fans and give you that very best which you would love to listen to and also hear from him. So right about now we are going to go on a clip. This is a movie which it was supposed to come out last year in January, but unfortunately due to some unforeseen circumstances, the movie even up to now it's not yet out. This movie that I'm talking about was produced by Joy Production Studios. It was written and directed by Joseph Chishimba, and also it was shot and edited by Phil Membe. So this movie is called Dead Blood. Yeah, Dead Blood. Look out for it as they are trying to make sure that it comes out, and then when we come back, we've got our studio analyst who comes through as we get to wrap up the show.